Hello there everyone, the Jedi Brick here. Today I'm inside the Hall of Armor and I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade some of your LEGO Marvel minifigures. A lot of the parts for this video are coming from Firestar Toys. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do have an affiliate code in the description of this video, and if you guys use that code on your next purchase from Firestar Toys, I believe you get 10% off, and I also get some points that I can use to save money on my future orders. So if you guys do want to buy anything from Firestar Toys, please use the link in my description. It'll help me out, and you guys will also save a bit of money. But with all that said, let's get on to the first minifigure. The first minifigure I'm going to show you guys how to upgrade is the Mark 6 from the Avengers UCS Avengers Tower. This is a phenomenal minifigure. I love the detail on him, especially with that torso and the the scar, I guess you could call it, the damage along the face shell. I think this minifigure looks really good, but the only thing I added was some arm printing. So like I said earlier, these do come from Firestar Toys. You get really nice arm printing on both sides, and it just adds quite a bit to the minifigure. It works flawlessly. If I can zoom in a little bit and get rid of that glare, you guys will be able to see that better, but the detail is just really good. It adds a lot to this minifigure. You can see on the original torso, there's a lot of like missing parts and scraped paint, and the printed arms replicate that as well. I didn't change anything with the helmet. I think that's perfect as is. But underneath, I did add the Tony Stark face with a black eye. That came from the Silver Centurion minifigure, which is up there with the rest of the Iron Man suits. And I think that just works so well with this one, especially with the overall damaged theme. Um, yeah, I think that's a really good one. I love the black eye. I really hope we get something similar to this at some point. I love getting the variants of Tony Stark, and on the back he has a more happy face, but I think this one right here is more appropriate, so let me just put the helmet back on there, close that up, and there is the battle damaged Iron Man suit. And here we have Captain America. This is a battle damaged version based off Endgame. As you guys can tell, he's holding Mjolnir and the broken shield. We'll start off with that first. This here is the shield piece from the Marvel What If Zombie CMF minifigure that has Zombie Captain America. It had all the the mud and the scratches along the shield. And what I did is I took my pocket knife and I just added more scratches in there. You guys can see all along the surface of it. And then I took a pair of pliers and I just kind of destroyed part of the shield. You guys can see some of the marks and stuff there. It does not look the best, but I think it adds a whole lot to this minifigure. It makes it look a bit more realistic. Marvel did just come out with that new shield piece, the broken one, in the new Avengers Endgame battle, but I really don't think that one looks good. Not nearly as good as this one, because it's still the same shield mold. It's just not all of it is filled in. So I think this is definitely more realistic, although it's not purist. If you guys have an extra shield lying around, you probably get a lot of them. I would recommend doing this to it. You don't have to use this version of the shield. This one is a little pricier on Bricklink. I believe it's like $1 or $2 for just the piece. So if you guys have one of the other Captain America shields like this one right here, I would recommend using that one or whatever you have on hand just to make this minifigure look a little bit better. Moving on from that though, the torso is from Zombie Cap as well, and same with the right arm and the helmet. You have a bit of dirt and like scratches and stuff on there. The only issue with this is you have a bit of the the blue flesh or whatever, the zombie skin, kind of on the side there. I don't think that looks the best, but it is kind of the best option you have here if you wanted it more damaged sleeves. The torso or the hands are just some dark brown hands like gloves that he was wearing, and for the legs, the one on the left is from Zombie Cap as well, and the one on the right is just a normal dual molded dark blue and dark red leg just to match that. I think that looks really good. You don't get arm print or side printing on the other one. That's only exclusive to the uh, Zombie Captain America, but I think it still does look good. It matches the colors and everything just fine. Moving up to the head, nothing special with the head. It's just one of the Captain America heads we've been getting for a while with the chin strap. He does have an alternate face just like Tony Stark, but I think this one is much more appropriate. And let's put the Zombie Cap helmet right back on there. Let's do one more Captain America minifigure while we're at it. Here we have Sam Wilson Captain America based off the Brave New World. I really liked the figure that they gave us, but I did think it could use a few upgrades. And both of those really are coming from the one CMF minifigure from the Sam Wilson Captain America Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This is probably one of my favorite minifigures Lego has ever released. It has some really nice dual molded legs and dual molded arms with printing on the sides. It's a very well detailed minifigure. And the things that I used from that minifigure are, of course, the shield. I have no idea why Lego didn't give us the accurate shield in the set. The print existed in the CMF, they used it twice, and then never again. I doubt we're going to get this shield print ever again. And it's the more accurate version. This is what we saw in the movie. This is the shield that Sam uses for now. I really don't get why they didn't give us that. And for the wings, in the original set with the Red Hulk and everything, they gave us some brick built wings, which is fine if that's your thing. I'm not really a brick built wings type person, especially with these stickers. These stickers are just the worst. Again, we got printed versions of these in the CMF. They're right there. So I don't know why they didn't give us those again. I really don't understand it. Are they that cheap where they just didn't want to make the same print again? So those are stickers in the original set, and same goes for Red Wing right there. That's also a sticker, and like I keep saying, that's a print. From the CMF, you get a printed piece. In the $50 set, you get stickers. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't just use the print when it already existed. Anyway, I used the wings and the shield from that original Sam Wilson Captain America, and I think that looks much better. I prefer this. And one other modification, or actually two more modifications you could use, if I just take Sam off there, is in the movie he takes off the helmet quite a bit. He doesn't use it a whole lot in the film. So just an alternate version you could use. This is from Infinity War Falcon. He's got the red goggles on there, which I think looks great because he does use the red goggles still in this movie. And if you flip that over, he does have a more concerned or I guess scared face. That would be perfect for when he fights the Red Hulk at the end of the movie. So that's on there as well. And one other thing is you could take off Red Wing right there, and you could do what was done in the movie as well, and you could put on a Captain America shield. That is just a 2x2 round tile with the shield print on there from an older Marvel set, and I think that looks really good. So if I flip the minifigure around again, obviously take off the shield that he's holding, maybe give him that nice smile again. You can see him there with the shield on the back, and I think that looks really good. Up next, we have Jane Foster Thor, and this really only uses two new parts for the upgrade. The first being underneath, we have the Firestar Toys Padme or Jane Foster head, because Natalie Portman plays both characters, of course, and I think this does wonders for the minifigure. In the original Thor Ragnarok sets, we got just a basic female headpiece. We didn't get anything exclusive, even though we gotten Padme head prints in the past. And even when we've recently seen Padme, we haven't gotten, the unique Natalie Portman kind of face. We haven't gotten that since the 2013 gunship, which I really think would have been a great idea to use because you would use it in two different themes for the same actress. Like, it just makes sense instead of using the same basic female face print that they've been using for like 10 years now. Anyway, I think this one looks so much better. Again, this is from Firestar Toys. So you have the one smirk on the other side, and you have a more angry look on there as well. And I think, like I said, this is also great for Padme because, like I said before, Natalie Portman plays both characters. So it'll work for either one. And I have used this for some of my Padme minifigures, and it does look a lot better than the same face print they give us. And there she is with the angry expression. And the other upgrade I gave her is I gave her this rubber cape piece. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the rubber cape pieces for most minifigures. I don't really like it, especially on superheroes. I think they should really have a more dynamic cape, but I really like it on this one for some reason. I think it just because it fits so nicely with the specialized helmet with the hair. I just think it looks really good. I can't really explain it other than that. It just works on some minifigures and it doesn't for me in some. But for this one, I definitely think it does. This one came from the Thor Ragnarok set, the Searcher battle. I think it's one of the only places you can get a rubber Thor cape right now. I might be wrong on that, but that's where I got this from, and I think this looks a lot better. The next minifigure we have here is Moon Knight, and the only thing as I changed about this is the cowl and cape pieces. In the original minifigure we got in the CMF, he came with this exclusive new print for the cowl and a spongy cape. And the issue I had with this is mainly the spongy cape. I don't know how well it'll show up on screen, but the color of the cape is a different shade of white than the actual plastic used on Lego minifigures. And when they're put beside each other, it makes the white of the plastic look yellowed. And that is something I have a big issue with because when I would be looking at the minifigure, I would constantly be questioning myself if it was sun damage already, even though I don't really leave my minifigures out in the sun. And after like some comparisons with some newer parts and older parts, I realized that the problem was the cape. It is a completely different shade of white, and it just makes the minifigures look more yellow in comparison. So that's kind of when I went with the idea of maybe I should get a plastic cape. And that is what I did for my custom version of Moon Knight. I got him this plastic cape from Firestar Toys. Now, this isn't a rubber version like the Jane Foster one where you could really just bend it and do whatever you want with it. This is a much more um, static version of that. It is a hard plastic. It does kind of look similar to the other one. I can't even really pull it off without taking off the head, but it is a very hard plastic. It's not going to bend or anything that the way the rubber cape will. And it just fits on the neck just like that. It doesn't go all the way around. It just kind of slides between the head and the torso just like that. And the other thing I changed is just giving him a more generic white hood. And I did that just to kind of pay homage to some of the comics. But I really do prefer the plastic cape because now it is all the same color and it doesn't look like the torso and everything else is yellowed by comparison. I really don't know why LEGO does that with the capes. I feel like they should just make it the same color because I'm really not a fan of this. I don't think I've heard anyone else mention that before either, that it looks yellow by comparison, but it's just something I've noticed, and it's not just one cape specifically, it's every single one that I have, and I've tried ordering brand new yellow white capes, and it still kind of has the same effect. I've looked at it against brand new white parts and everything. It's just a different color. I think it's probably the material of the cape that they use, so it is kind of an issue, but I decided to change it for my Moon Knight minifigure. And the final figure we have here is the Devil of Hell's Kitchen himself, Daredevil Matt Murdock. The only thing I changed for this minifigure is I gave him a face print. I made a Daredevil showcase a few months ago, just kind of showing you guys my custom versions of the LEGO minifigures. And for the minifigure Daredevil, what I did is I took an old Harry Potter minifigure and I sharpied in the glasses to give him the red glasses he wears in the show. But recently, Firestar Toys came out with a bunch of new Daredevil minifigures, and they started selling the headpiece. And I wasn't going to buy just the whole minifigure just for the one piece, but they started selling it separately, so I figured I might as well pick it up, and I have a better version. And this is so much better than my custom one. If I zoom in, you guys can really see a lot of the detail. Of course, he has the iconic red glasses, but he also has a bit of the stubble and some scratches on his eyebrow and underneath his lip. I think this looks great. If I show you guys the alternate head, because he does have an alternate head print, he has a normal, just smiling lawyer undamaged face. I think that looks great too. I don't think I would use this head and hair combo on the minifigure itself. I would probably just use this on a custom Matt Murdock, but I wanted to show you guys what it looked like on the minifigure with the suit. And that is every minifigure that I upgraded in today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to see any more upgrades from Marvel or DC, let me know in the comments down below if you guys have any suggestions or what I could do to improve these minifigures even more. And again, if you guys plan on using or purchasing anything from Firestar Toys, please consider using my discount in the comments down below. It'll also be in the description. It'll mean a lot to me. You guys get 10% off your order, which is a great deal. And then I also get some points back that I can use for my future orders. So it really helps both of us if you guys use that. But with all that said, hope you guys are having a great day. Like and subscribe if you're new here, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.